We're already happy with creating stacks of code by plugging blocks together to create a sequence of events. Now, we're also happy with, if we take a control loop with if-then, we're happy with the diamond shape of putting a sensing or an operation in there. So if touching mouse pointer, for example, or if key space is pressed, something happens. So we're happy with combining blocks like that. We are all used to the white blocks that we can edit. So the white hole here, so when green flag is clicked, this cat will say hi, because I've got the cat selected. So click green flag, he says hi. I can click in there, I can edit what he says, so I could say, hello all. Brilliant. However, because it's a white circle and you notice it's got the curved edges, some of the sensing blocks have also got curved edges and some of the operations have as well. For example, I could go into here and then one of the options is called pick random. So I'm going to take that block and drop it in there. Now I've replaced the hi all by saying pick random between 1 and 10. Now that means that when the green flag is clicked, the cat will say a random number between 1 and 10. So this time he said 4. If I press again, he'll say another random number, 6, 2, and so on. So I can use these curved-ended sensing operation blocks inside other blocks to start introducing changes. So I could also put another random inside there as well. But there's also some nice options within sensing as well. So if I go into sensing, I've got one of the options is called distance to mouse pointer. Now I could change that one slightly. I could change it to green car because I've got a sprite over here called green car. So whenever the green flag is clicked, he'll tell me, so close that script and start again, he'll tell me the distance to the green car. So it's 263.05. Okay, if I move the green car, obviously the code doesn't change because it hasn't executed. So I'll click green flag again and I'll execute and it'll give me an updated value. So that could be really useful for all sorts of different things. I mean, if I put that inside a forever loop, for example, it would update live as well all the time. So when I click the green flag, the value would update every time I move the car without having to change. So it's worth remembering that with the curvy-ended blocks that you see in sensing and in operations and in variables can be dropped inside lots and lots of other ones. For example, distances could also be done as well. I'm looking at motion, so I'm going to stop that script. I'll take away that. When green flag is clicked, move 10 steps. Well, why not make that into a random number? I could make it into a number between 1 and 10, or I can make it into a number between 1 and 100, adding randomness to my game. So each time I click the green flag, the cat moves a certain distance. I look back to my colours from earlier in my looks, change size by, I could have as a random number again. So instead of just being changing by 1 or 10 every time, each time I click the green flag, it changes by a random number. I could introduce that to minus 100. So this time the size changes bigger or smaller. Graphical effects. Instead of having colour changed by 25, I could have it changed by a random number. Each time the green flag is clicked, I get a random colour change rather than a pattern. I could do the same with fish-eyeing or whirling. Each time I click, so it's irregular and introducing random effect into computing. When computers do everything automatically and exactly as you tell it, introducing randomness like this can be a really effective and powerful feature. So have an experiment. Think when you see these curvy-ended blocks that we can actually use them for all sorts of things. Anytime you see a white hole, you can put inside one of these curvy-ended blocks. So something that you can edit, you can introduce a list of values or a sensing function as well. You can even have them thinking things.